Turkey has no quarrel with Kurdish Peshmerga forces, though, in Iraq. Those Kurds are on the offensive against ISIL. They've joined forces with the U.S.-led coalition and liberated at least 10 villages. CCTV's Michal Bardavid reports from northern Iraq.
In the early hours of Wednesday morning, Peshmerga forces arrived in convoys, guns over their shoulders, flags rising high, ready to fight. Their aim to drive out ISIL militants of at least 10 villages. Together with U.S. airstrikes, they hit ISIL. The mostly deserted villages transformed into battlefields. Smoke filled the air as back-to-back explosions and gunfire was heard. Destruction was everywhere. Meanwhile, ISIL had planned its own defense by planting many improvised explosive devices. Peshmerga units were seen defusing IEDs in a few locations. Peshmergas perceive their advancement as victories and that a shift is taking place in the fight against ISIL.
The reason is Peshmerga is getting stronger. Peshmerga forces get stronger and advance day by day. We're ready to fight to the last drop of our blood to defeat and finish ISIL terrorists.
Local sources report dozens of ISIL militants were killed during the attacks, many of their dead left out in the open fields. For the Peshmergas, there is great pride in liberating these villages and supporting thousands who have fled their homes, helpless and in fear of ISIL.
Thank God, we proudly cleaned up these villages from the hands of ISIL, and those families that live in this area are all in a mosque. There are many families. They feel they've been freed from ISIL's hands, and they're so glad.
The recent attacks, both by the U.S.-led coalition and by Peshmerga forces, are expected to have an impact on the fight against ISIL terrorism. However, there is still a long way to go before ISIL is completely defeated. Michal, Bardavid, CCTV, Kirkuk, Iraq.